Alexa, who is going to win the chaser race?
It's going to be tight. I just can't pick a winner.
Hi guys, Chris here, and you are watching Here We Are Running, and it's race day. No ordinary race, of course. We are in lockdown here in England at the moment, but we are doing a chaser race. Chris v Chris, that running guy v Here We Are Running. And today's the day. It's to celebrate us both reaching 3,000 subscribers on YouTube recently. So we are doing a 3K chaser race. What we've done is we put our 5K PBs into the Runner's World Race Predictor. It's available on the internet, and you can put those in and it will predict a 3K time for you based on your 5K PBs. That gives me a 1 minute and 5 seconds head start. So I will be starting first, Chris will be starting 1 minute and 5 seconds after me, and he will be trying to catch me up and overtake me during the 3K race. We better have our coffee, get ready and head over to Kenley Aerodrome where we're going to do this race. It is not warm here today. There's a breeze. I mean, I was here last weekend and the conditions were better. There he is.
I'm warm.
He's warm. Look, he's all kitted up there. Me, finished t-shirt I've got, and yeah, gonna need to get running pretty quickly. I think we're gonna do a loop warming up and to show Chris the route, and then we're getting going. It is really cold running up around here. We're trying to do a warm-up. We really are trying to warm up.
No, it's not, it's fine.
Oh, he's all right again with his thermals. So I'm gonna go back to the car, at least get some gloves on, and maybe that will help me slightly. Gloves are on. We're just getting the GoPros in correct positions.
Dialect's ready.
And then we are going to be off. Start line.
Yeah, that's as good as it gets, I think. 3, 2, 1, go.
And I was off, and I started off pretty quickly in fact, but I did have the wind behind me, and I knew later on in the race, or later on that lap, I was going to be running into a headwind, so I wasn't too concerned that I'd started off pretty quick. Take advantage of that wind and try to build up a gap early on. By the time I got to a 1 minute and 5 second head start, so by the time that Chris started, I roughly predict that I was about 320 meters ahead of him.
God, look how far he is. 1 minute. 3, 4, 5.
And Chris was also off to a blistering start. The question is, would either of us pay for this later on in the race?
Can't even see him. Oh. 5 minute mile pace.
As we approached 1 kilometre, the wind had changed. We were no longer benefiting from it. In fact, it was now turning into a bit of a headwind. So that did affect our overall average pace for that first kilometre. Now I did it in 3 minutes and 48 seconds, which was 2 seconds better than what the predictor had me running at. Chris did it in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. So he was 15 seconds quicker than I was for the first kilometre. The second kilometre was always going to be the hardest one because, as you can see from the windsock, we were running into the wind for the whole of that second kilometre. And I told myself, I said, I'm not going to look at my watch for the whole of the second kilometre, and that's exactly what I did, because I thought that if I looked at that slower pace, it was going to start playing mind games with me. And I knew that once we got to the third kilometre, we'd have the wind behind us again. So for that second kilometre, I just focused on running as fast as I could, but without looking at my watch. And when Chris got to the windsock, he was also feeling that wind, but he could actually see me. I was some way in the distance, but he could see me at this point.
Still way ahead.
As I turned the bend at the bottom of the runway and ran across the runway, we soon got to the 2K marker. Now, for 2K, I did it in 4 minutes and 2 seconds. I'm really happy I didn't look at my watch and see that, because that would have played a mind game with me, being over 4 minutes. It was a lot slower than the first kilometre, understandably because of the wind. But now the wind direction had changed and it was behind us again for the third kilometre. Chris was also slower for the second kilometre than his first, but he did the second kilometre in 3 minutes and 44 seconds. So he had closed the gap quite a bit on me by this stage.
2K done. I don't think I'm going to catch him.
So all down to the third kilometre, and the course, as you can see, had been pretty clear throughout, except for this bit where there were some people chatting all the way across. I had to dip into the grass and back then onto the tarmac. That did put me off my stride very slightly, but I managed to regain my concentration and continue on. For me, the third kilometre was all about just trying to pick up the pace as much as I could with the end in sight. Because of course I had no idea how far behind Chris was. And as Chris crossed the start line with about 400 metres to go, you could just about catch me in the distance. If you look close enough, there's a little black dot there. That's how far ahead I was. I was now approaching the 3K mark, but I kept pushing and pushing because I didn't know how far he was behind, and he could have been creeping up on me at this stage. A few glances at my watch and I had done it. For the first time in the race, I turned around and I was relieved. I was relieved to see that Chris hadn't caught me up.
Oh. That was very hard. Oh. Oh. Hold on, mate. Oh, he had me lick there. Oh, dear. Oh.
So just finishing up editing the video, and let me tell you the final kilometres that we did. So Chris did it in 3 minutes and 37 seconds, and I did it in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. So for me, that was my fastest kilometre, the third one of the three. That gave me a total time for the 3K of 11 minutes and 39 seconds against Chris's time of 10 minutes and 58 seconds. And if my maths is right, that means we had a gap at the end of 24 seconds. I am sure that we're going to have a rematch at some time. I know Chris will want to after that. But just to say, a big thanks to Chris for taking part in the race. If you're not familiar with his channel, do go and check it out. That Running Guy. His channel is growing really well at the moment. He's overtaken me on that one, but he didn't catch me today on this race. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, as always, please do hit the thumbs up button to give the video a like. And if you're new around here, well, why not consider subscribing for regular running content? For now, guys, goodbye.